What are we gonna do tonight, O.C.G?
Well, the same thing we try to do every night, Bertrum. Take over YouTube.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Obsessive Compulsive Gaming. I am the Obsessive Compulsive Gamer, and this is my review for Stories Untold. So, dear viewer, if you wouldn't mind, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and like this video. Now, Stories Untold released originally in 2020, a year I don't remember very much about. Another thing I tend to not remember are people's names. So this game comes to us from one of the chaps who worked on Alien Isolation. The logo is designed by the chap who designed the logo for Stranger Things. And apparently, this game was developed in the land of Glasgow, which I'm not quite sure where that is, but I think it's somewhere in America. What's that? Oh, apparently it's somewhere in the United Kingdom. Who would have thought? So, what is Stories Untold? I'm so glad you asked, dear viewer. This is a video game. What? Were you expecting me to tell you more than that? Fine. This is a horror video game. More? Well, sadly, to tell you much more than that would be to spoil the game. And trust me, if you haven't already played this game, the last thing I want to do is spoil this. I managed to pick up this game very inexpensively from the PlayStation Store in its latest sale, and can I just say that having finished the damn thing, I'm now kicking myself that I didn't play the game when it originally released in 2020. I must have been doing something. Like I said, I can't remember anything about 2020. But this is an episodic video game. There are 4 episodes, and in each episode you'll be doing something which may or may not all tie together in the final episode. Now, I'm aware that's not a lot of information to go off of, but let me just say that the way this game all ties together in the end is absolutely marvelous. The story that is drip-fed to you through each of these 4 episodes is absolutely marvelous. And if you have half a brain, you'll be able to put it all together at the end. What else can I tell you about this game without spoiling it? Well, it is a nostalgia trip that will take you all the way back to the 1980s, when video game consoles were nothing more than a keyboard that you could stick a cassette disc into. I'm not even joking. And it was perfectly safe to go to video game arcades. Actually, that might be a good way to kind of tell you without telling you what's going on in this game. So, this game takes influences from the following: John Carpenter's The Thing, text-based adventure games, a little bit of 2001: A Space Odyssey, I thought, a little bit of When a Stranger Calls. Now, how much it takes from those particular movies I've just mentioned, well, you'll have to play the game and find out for yourself. And like I've already alluded, this is a marvelous video game. There's text-based sequences, there's puzzles, and don't worry if the puzzles are too tricky for you to figure out, use a walkthrough. I did, and I had an absolute blast playing this game. There's a fantastic story which you'll figure out by the end. There's first-person sequences. There's a terrific synth soundtrack. There's some jump scares for you jump scare aficionados out there. There's wonderful writing, wonderful voice acting. This game has it all. And best of yet, it's available on the PlayStation Store right now for less money than you would spend topping up your mobile phone or what? People still top up their phones, don't they? They don't? Then what do they do now? What the fuck is a contract phone? Anyway, this game is available very, very inexpensively, and I urge you to pick it up post-haste, dear viewers. What? What does post-haste mean? As soon as possible. Post-haste means as soon as possible. Therefore, I declare that Stories Untold is splendid. So, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, my totally not improvised review for Stories Untold. If you enjoyed this little review of mine, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. If you haven't enjoyed it, well then feel free to give me a thumbs down. But please remember the single most important thing I always tell you, dear viewer, and that is to always stay obsessed with gaming.
Are you still here? Oh, you must have really enjoyed this video then. In that case, you had better subscribe to the channel and check out our other content. Otherwise, you're a booby pants, and no one wants to be a booby pants.